This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to TNT Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And I am here to do my AEW Dynamite April 27th, 2022 reviews. So here we go with tonight's episode of Dynamite. Now we kick off with the first match of the night. It was Dax Harwood versus Cash Wheeler one-on-one in the Owen Hart Foundation qualifying match. So yeah, this was a qualifying match winner. This match goes into the tournament and all that. And CM Punk was on commentary for this match. And this match, it was really good. If you have, go check it out. Now, of course, FTR, just as a tag team alone, they're great. Like, they're really great. But then lately, since we've been seeing Dax in a lot more one-on-one matches, he's really good in just in one-on-one singles matches now. And we don't know much about Cash, singles matches. I think they said the last time he was in a singles match was like 5 years ago, if I think they said. But, Dax, he's been in a few of them in AEW, like one against CM Punk and all that. So yeah, which was a really good match as well. But yeah, this match was a one-on-one match, and it was a great one. And it was going back and forth, like when the match started, they was doing some technical wrestling and all that, and then they started picking up the pace a little bit, going into it and all that. But then at the very ending of this match, we seen Dax trying to, at first he was going to lock on the sharpshooter onto Cash, but then Cash was saying, no, don't do it. Just don't want to get hit with get locked on with the sharpshooter. And then Dax, he was kind of like having second thoughts about it anyways, and then he said screw it, and he was going to lock it on anyways. And then Cash rolls him up in an inside cradle, pinning him, and Dax, rolling back over after the count of two, had Cash Wheeler down and got him for the 3 count. So yeah, Dax Harwood defeated Cash Wheeler tonight in a one-on-one match. If you have go check out this match because it was really good. I'll give this match 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. Really good match between the two. Great opener and Dynamite. But yeah, that's what happened there. And now Dax Harwood qualifies into the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. So yeah, really good match. But then after the match ended, another match got announced, but this time for Double or Nothing. It will be Adam Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in the main event. So yeah, that match has now finally been announced and is now official. Adam Page is not on Dynamite tonight because of COVID and all that. So yeah, he's on the show tonight. But CM Punk, he was already out there since he was doing commentary and stuff. He grabbed the mic and he starts talking about how he's going to beat Adam Page and win the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, that's what he said. But then we get another segment, but this time backstage, Scorpio Sky and Dan Lambert. Scorpio Sky was talking about how he's going to win back the TNT Championship tonight, because tonight in the main event, I think they said it will be Scorpio Sky versus Sammy Guevara one-on-one in a ladder match for the TNT Championship. So yeah, that match will be happening later on tonight. But up next we're going to see the Blackpool Combat Club in action up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a 6-man tag team match. It was Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta, the Blackpool Combat Club with William Regal. Now William Regal was on commentary for this match as well, and they was taking on the team of QT Marshall, Aaron Solo, and Nick Comoroto in a 6-man tag team match. It was a really good 6-man tag team match. But at the ending of this match, we seen Wheeler Yuta and Nick Comoroto was the legal men in this match, and it was a really good one. But at the ending, we seen Wheeler locking on a sleeper hold onto Nick, and he was fighting out of it, and at one point he locked on the guillotine on him, and he fought out of that as well. But then at the ending, he started finally laying in some elbows onto Nick Comoroto, beating him down and all that. But then QT Marshall and Aaron Solo was trying to run in and save Nick from those, and John Moxley and Bryan Danielson locked both of them in a chokehold as well, in a sleeper hold in the middle of the ring as well, both of them. And after Wheeler Yuta was laying in those elbows, he rolled up Nick Comoroto in that pin. I think they call it the seatbelt or something like that. I forgot what they exactly call that pin. But yeah, he rolled him up into it, pinning him for the 3 count. So the Blackpool Combat Club defeated Nick Comoroto, QT Marshall, and Aaron Solo tonight in a 6-man tag team match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. If you have yet, go check it out. I'll give that match 2 stars. That's what I'll give it. Pretty good 6-man tag team match. But yeah, but then after that, we seen Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter and them talking to Tony Storm backstage, and pretty much how they're going to beat up Tony Storm and all that. How Jamie Hayter is going to win the qualifying match, because Tony Storm is going to be taking on Jamie Hayter in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. And they was talking about how she's going to beat her. But then Ruby Soho comes up and was talking to Britt Baker about how come every time when somebody new comes into the company, you always got something to say with them or whatever. So yeah, that's what happened there as well. But yep, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was a one-on-one match. It was Wardlow versus Lance Archer, 1-on-1. And so here we go, talking about this match now. Before the match happened, Lance Archer came out with Jake the Snake Roberts. So yeah, Jake is at ringside with Lance Archer, of course. But then also MJF's theme song hits, and MJF is up there on the thing with Sean Spears, and MJF, of course, insulting the Philadelphia crowd, and starts saying, "No, you don't play my music with the War Pig." Now he comes out with no song. So Wardlow comes out with a bunch of security guards and stuff with no song and all that. So he comes out, and then we finally get the match underway. But when Wardlow was getting handcuffs taken off of him, we seen Lance Archer hitting a cannonball off the ring apron onto Wardlow and a bunch of the security guards as well. But then, of course, like I said, we get the match underway. It was a pretty good match. If you have yet, go check it out. At one point, we seen Lance Archer hit the blackout onto Wardlow, and then he pins them 1, 2, and then Wardlow rolls him up in the crucifix pinning him, but he barely kicked out at 2. Both of these guys was going back and forth and everything. But then, of course, at the very ending, we see Wardlow hitting Lance Archer with multiple power bombs, the power bomb sympathy, all that. So yeah, he was hitting that, hits multiple of them, and then pins Lance Archer for the 3 count. So yeah, Wardlow defeated Lance Archer tonight in a 1-on-1 match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. If you have yet, go check it out. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But still to come later on tonight on Dynamite, we will see the TNT champion Sammy Guevara versus Scorpio Sky, 1-on-1 in a ladder match for the TNT championship. And not only that, we'll see Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shita tonight in a Philly street fight match later on tonight on Dynamite as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, we get a segment with Chris Jericho and the rest of Jericho Appreciation Society, the JAS. They're in the ring, and they was talking about how pretty much they want to talk to Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz, and how they promised with their behalf that they would not do any physicality with Kingston and all them, and Kingston and Santana and Ortiz promised that they would not do any physicality as well, because if they do, they will get fired. So yeah, pretty much you just want to go face to face with them, and they're calling Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz out, and they come out, and of course, they start throwing around stuff like the chairs and everything, and they started talking crap to Jericho and them, and Jericho wanted a apology for what happened on Rampage, because on Rampage, with Eddie Kingston and Daniel Garcia having a match, JAS was not allowed to be at ringside. So yeah, Jericho wanted an apology about that, and Kingston was talking about how they ain't gonna apologize for shit and all that stuff, and pretty much how they want to fight JAS. And Jericho was like, "Are y'all stupid? 5-on-3? Like, come on now! Every time when we get around y'all, we beat y'all's asses and all that. You're that stupid that you want to fight against all 5 of us. We will take y'all out one by one, but we want a hit put on y'all's heads." And Eddie Kingston was like, "A hit? You don't know what you're talking about, Jericho, because a hit on our side, it means we're going to put something up to your head and put your ass in the grave." So yeah, that's what Kingston was saying, and Kingston said, "Y'all ain't ready." And he got like in Jericho's face, like literally face to face, and Kingston was like, "You ain't ready because we could put y'all's asses in the ground as well if you want to." So yeah, that's what Kingston said, and then he walks off, and Jericho, like, it was kind of funny with Jericho's face, not even gonna lie. Him acting shocked and all that was pretty funny, so yeah, go check that out, because that was pretty funny. But yeah, it was an alright segment. If you have it, go check it out. But up next, we're going to be seeing Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shita in a Philly street fight match up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Dynamite. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite. Now, before I talk about the Philly street fight, we gotta talk about Christian Cage and him, because this segment backstage actually happened before the Jericho and Kingston segment. So yeah, it happened before that actually. So yeah, we've seen Jurassic Express talking backstage with and Christian Cage as well, having an interview or whatever. And Christian Cage told Jungle Boy that he sounds like a loser and everything, but you know what? He knows that he is not a loser. So yeah, it looks like soon we'll be seeing Christian Cage and Jurassic Express, breaking up soon. So yeah, but yeah, Christian was saying that Jurassic Express challenges anybody for the World Tag Team titles, and then we seen Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs come up and challenge them. So yeah, it looks like they're going to be going after their tag team titles now. But yeah, then we get to the match. It was Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shita 1-on-1 in a Philly street fight match, and it was a pretty good one. At the ending, at one point, by the way, this match had a bunch of steel chairs and kendo sticks, but at the ending, we seen Serena Deeb hit one of her moves, I think she calls it a Deeb Tox, if I'm not mistaken. She hits it onto Hikaru Shita on the steel chair, pins her, Hikaru barely kicking out at 2. But then Serena Deeb was trying to lock on the Serenity onto Hikaru and trying to make her tap out, but Hikaru was fighting out of it and everything. And then Deeb grabs Shita's leg and starts slamming it on the steel chair, and then locks on the Texas Cloverleaf onto Hikaru Shita, and then makes her tap out. So yeah, Serena Deeb defeated Hikaru Shita tonight in the Philly street fight match. That's what happened. It was a pretty good one. If you have go check it out. I'll give that I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it. So yeah, pretty good stuff. But yep, that's what happened there. And then backstage, we seen Mgf and Sean Spears, and MJF pretty much setting up Wardlow's next opponent, and he said that, well, he got off the phone and stuff, and said that Wardlow's opponent is 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. So yeah, it looks like Wardlow will be facing against a big cast next week. Big cast from WWE, but he goes by W. Morrissey, if I'm not mistaken, from Impact. So yeah, it looks like that will be happening next week on Dynamite. So yeah. But yep, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, we've seen Fuego del Sol laid out on the stage, and then there was a spotlight on him, and then here comes Malachi Black, and then we seen the rest of House of Black, Brody King and Buddy Matthews, and they come up and they hold up Fuego del Sol, about to take his mask off and everything. But then all of a sudden we see somebody in the ring, and it looks like it was Alex. And Alex was talking, and he was talking crap about the House of Black and all that, saying you should not be taking off Fuego's mask because you're gonna get burnt at the end of the day. And then we seen the House of Black get into the ring surrounding Alex, but then all of a sudden we hear Penta's music. Penta Osquero comes out, and then Pac comes out. See a Pac finally returning, and then all of a sudden we see Alex come out, and Alex was talking about like, y'all guys are pretty stupid for getting in the ring thinking you're surrounding me now. And then all of a sudden we see, and they, took off the hood, and it was Rey Fenix. Rey Fenix makes his return back on Dynamite, and, we seen Death Triangle reuniting, taking on the House of Black, beating them down. Rey Fenix hitting a double foot stomp on Buddy Matthews inside the ring. And then we see Death Triangle inside the ring, the House of Black outside the ring, and then all three members of Death Triangle jumps over the top rope onto the House of Black, laying them out. So yeah, it was a pretty good segment. Rey Fenix returning back after his injury with his arm, and Pac returning on Dynamite and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty good stuff. Pretty good segment. But yeah, still to come later on tonight in the main event, we will see the ladder match between Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship later on tonight. But up next, we're going to be seeing the tag team match, 10-man tag team match with the Elite in action. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next episode on Dynamite. So the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite, now before I talk about that 10-man tag team match, we got to talk about Shane, Swerve, Strickland, and Darby Allin backstage, because they both was talking crap because they got a match against each other this Friday on Rampage in a qualifying match. Winner of that match qualifies in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. So yeah, that's what that's about. And then we finally get to the match. It was a 10-man tag team match. It was Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, Red Dragon and Adam Cole, the Undisputed Elite, that's what they call themselves, versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison, the Varsity Blondes with Julia Hart, Lee Johnson, Dante Martin, and Brock Anderson. Now, Arn Anderson was at ringside as well, and on the other side, Brandon Cutler was at ringside. So yeah, we finally get this 10-man tag team match underway. It was an alright match at the ending. Of course, the Undisputed Elite was going to win this match. We seen Red Dragon and the Young Bucks hit the BTE trigger. It was like a 4-way BTE trigger onto Lee Johnson, hitting it on him. And then they hold up Lee Johnson, and he gets hit with a boom by Adam Cole, and then Adam Cole pins Lee Johnson for the 3 count. So yeah, the Undisputed Elite defeated the Varsity Blondes, Dante Martin, Lee Johnson, and Brock Anderson in the 10-man tag team match. That's what happened. Pretty good match. If you have yet, go check out that match. I guess it was alright. But yeah, I'll give that match 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yep, that's what happened there. But then backstage, we seen the Jericho Appreciation Society laying out Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. And Jericho released a fireball, hitting Eddie Kingston in the face with it. So yeah, laying him out. So yep, that's what happened there. But up next, it'll be the main event. It'll be the TNT champion, Sammy Guevara, versus Scorpio Sky 1-on-1 for the TNT Championship in the ladder match. So yeah, that match will be happening up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So now we talk about the main event of tonight's Dynamite. It was a 1-on-1 match. It was the TNT champion, Sammy Guevara, with Ty Conti at ringside, versus Scorpio Sky with Dan Lambert at ringside in a ladder match for the TNT Championship. Now, Ethan Page came out, but he went backstage. But then it was a pretty good match. Of course, during with this match, it started outside of the ring, and then they get back into the ring, brawling and everything. It was a really good ladder match. At the end, at one point, we seen Sammy Guevara jump off the ladder, doing a 630 splash onto Scorpio Sky off the ladder while he was standing up, and I get he like miscalculated it, which he could have got messed up. He could have really got messed up, but he was all right. Him and Sky was okay. At one point, they brought in a ladder with barbed wire on it, and there was a pretty cool moment where Sammy Guevara hit Spanish Fly onto Scorpio Sky on the barbed wire ladder, which was pretty cool. At one point, so yeah, that was pretty cool. But then at one point, we seen Dan Lambert get into the ring. Well, Sammy Guevara grabbed Dan Lambert and brought him into the ring, actually. And then Ty Conti comes up, hits a low blow onto Dan Lambert, taking him out. And then Paige Van Zandt comes down, brawling with Ty Conti and stuff. They go out there outside the ring, brawling and everything. And then at the very ending of this match, we seen Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara on top of the ladder, fighting and everything. Ty Conti gets back in there, gets on Scorpio Sky and everything. Scorpio Sky knocking her off. And then Paige Van Zandt and Ty Conti brawling again. Then both of them hits roundhouse kicks onto each other, laying both each other out, you know. But then Scorpio Sky and Sammy Guevara's on top of the ladder. They got a barbed wire ladder leaning against the ropes and everything. Scorpio Sky knocks Sammy Guevara off the top of the ladder, and Guevara lands and hits that barbed wire ladder. But then he quickly comes back, springboarding off the top rope back onto that ladder, and then Scorpio Sky knocks him right back off the ladder again, and then grabs the TNT Championship and won the match. So yeah, Scorpio Sky won the ladder match, defeating Sammy Guevara, and has regained the TNT Championship. So yeah, he is a two-time TNT champion. But yep, that's what happened there. And then Frankie Kazarian comes down, and yeah, like last week, Scorpio Sky said Frankie Kazarian will be getting the first TNT Championship shot. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening now. But yeah, it was a pretty good match. If you have yet, go check out the match. I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yep, for tonight's Dynamite. So yeah, with the TNT Championship. Now we're going to talk about everything on Dynamite. With the TNT Championship, I hate that it keeps on going back and forth pretty much. Like, everybody keeps on getting it. Like, at one point, Sammy got in, and Cody gets in, and Sammy gets in, and Cody gets it. Goes back and forth, and then now Sky gets in, Sammy gets in. Keeps on going back and forth. That's the only bad thing about it. It's reminding me of the 24/7 Championship now. So, yeah. But if they stop doing that, it'll be good then. But other than that, the match was pretty good. Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shita. I hope this is the end of the feud. It looks like Serena Deeb will finally go into the feud with Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's Championship. So yeah, that's like what's going to be happening there. So thank God the feud is finally over. They have really good match and everything, but I'm ready for that feud to get over. And speaking about feuds being over with, the House of Black and Death Triangle. Now, it was great to see Pac and Rey Fenix return tonight, but hopefully that feud will be over soon as well. CM Punk versus Adam Page announced. That's going to be a great match. FTR having a match against each other was really good as well. Don't have an issue with that one. It was a really good match. The 10-man tag team match, we already knew that the Undisputed Elite was going to win the match, obviously. Didn't really matter there. Wardlow versus Lance Archer was a pretty good match. We're going to see if he have another good match next week on Dynamite with his mystery opponent, which I think we already found out who it is. And then the other match I want to talk about, the Blackpool Combat Club versus, I think it was QT Marshall, Nick Camarado, and Aaron Solo. Hopefully they actually put the BCC in the actual feud soon. So yeah, hopefully that will be happening soon. But I don't got no problem with that. And the segment with Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz and the JAS was okay as well. So yeah, Tonight's Dynamite, I think it was better than last week's episode of Dynamite. So yeah, with tonight's Dynamite, I'll give it 7.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was pretty good Dynamite though. So yeah, that has been my AEW Dynamite April 27th, 2022 reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and I'll be down there in the description box. And yeah, like I said, this has been my AEW Dynamite reviews. And I'll be doing my AEW Rampage reviews and Friday Night SmackDown reviews this Friday. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.